say something to you that sounds like a made it up, and it's really in the news. The FBI said they don't know who's was at the White House. What? What type of investigation did you do? We don't know whose it is. It was in Hunter Biden's room. It said Hunter's on the bag. What do you mean who's? It's crazy. Joe is doing the best he mother can. We done lowered the bar so low for Joe. As long as Joe don't fall, we be fine. Go on and get up them stairs, Joe. There you go. That's a boy.
Like, do you think Shaq could be a stand-up comedian? Who do you think?
I think that Shaq and Russell Simmons should get out of comedy and stay in their lane. They don't see us making a league of professional basketball players under 6 foot. So what qualifies these dudes because they got $100 million to come over in comedy and do Shaq's All-Star? Get out of here, you bum.
Hey, stop, Katt. Tell me that's your child. Nah, he hit me first, bro. That's what happened back up on me, little boy. Go on. Excuse me, mic check.
Alright, before we even get into this, let me say this up front. If you've ever laughed at stand-up comedy, especially raw, unfiltered stand-up, then there's no way you don't know who Katt Williams is. Even if you're not a die-hard fan, his voice, his cadence, his energy, it's instantly recognizable. And that's important because Katt isn't just another comedian. He's one of those figures where people either love him, fear him, or quietly hope he never says their name out loud. Now, what makes this whole thing fascinating is that for just as much as Katt is known for making people laugh, he's also known for leaving absolute destruction in his wake.
I've had to turn down $50 million for... I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say I'm so free.
Careers stalled, reputations shattered, people exposed in ways they probably never recovered from, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Because crossing Katt Williams doesn't just mean you lose an argument. It usually means your name gets dragged into a spotlight you never asked for. And once that happens, there's no undo button. But let's rewind a bit because none of this came out of nowhere. Katt broke onto the comedy scene in the late 1990s with a style that felt untouchable. He wasn't just telling jokes, he was performing truths. Storytelling, impressions, social commentary, all wrapped in this hyper-intelligent, lightning-fast delivery that made it feel like he was always 5 steps ahead of everyone else in the room. And for a long time, the industry didn't know what to do with him. He didn't play nice, he didn't water things down, and he definitely didn't care about protecting anyone's image. That's why people respected him, and why people feared him. But here's where things start to get complicated. Because while Katt built a reputation as a comedic genius, he also built a parallel reputation, one tied to chaos, arrests, public altercations, onstage blow-ups, viral fights, moments that made people wonder if he was self-destructing in real time. Some people dismissed him as unstable, others called him misunderstood, and Katt, he never really explained himself, he just kept moving. Now fast forward to 2018, and this is where one of the most infamous moments of his career happened. The interview with Atlanta radio host and comedian Wanda Smith.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys,
They like for me to I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Hey, right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli. And tell me, does it say heat up water? Is that the only step in broccoli? Simmer. Water? Simmer. Have you ever heard of burned broccoli? Can you burn broccoli? You can't burn it because it's made in a pot of water.
You don't know nothing about...
You know what her second meal they love from her? What I do with corn. I like to tear it out that can and I put it in there. And then I get a can of water and I put it on there. And then I get some Zatarain's. They don't expect that. I sprinkle Zatarain's on my
great cook.
Aw.
Whatever.
Yes, ma'am. You good at heating stuff up.
At the time, this interview wasn't even supposed to be about Katt. He showed up to support his friend Red Grant and celebrate Red's Emmy win for Atlanta. That's it. That was the plan. Light vibes, good energy, some jokes, nothing serious. And for the first few minutes, that's exactly how it felt. They talked comedy, specials, craft. Katt casually reminded everyone that he had already released more stand-up specials than most comedians could even dream of, all self-funded, by the way, which already set the tone. Not arrogant, but confident in a way that made people uncomfortable. Then the conversation shifted. They started talking about Netflix deals, pay gaps in comedy, and how certain comedians were getting massive checks while others were being lowballed. Katt didn't hesitate to say what a lot of people whisper, that comedians like Monique were done dirty while Hollywood propped up newer faces. Names like Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, Gerard Carmichael.
Let you do your special, Gerard Carmichael, but nobody's gonna watch it. They're gonna let you be a star, Lil Rel, but you ugly. And white people don't believe in ugly stars. They think you have to be somebody that women want to sleep with and men want to be. But because we black, they say, oh, you don't even deserve that. So you get Kevin Hart, Lil Rel, Gerard Carmichael, all in a row, Hannibal Buress, just dudes that no woman would talk to in Lenox Mall, let alone you making them movie stars. Why? Because you know ain't nobody gonna sleep with them. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody. And they already ready to down Monique and up somebody who has showed them Girls Trip. Did you think she wrote Girls Trip, goofball?
And this is where Wanda Smith started pushing back. She didn't like how dismissive Katt sounded about Tiffany Haddish. In her mind, Tiffany earned her spot. She wasn't lucky, she worked for it. And look, that's a fair debate, but the problem wasn't the disagreement. The problem was how personal it got. Because once Katt felt challenged, especially in a way that hinted at questioning his credibility, he shifted gears. He asked Wanda how many kids she had. On the surface, that sounds harmless. But if you know comedy, you know that's a setup. A very deliberate one. From there, the tension climbed fast. Every answer Wanda gave became ammunition. Every response turned into fuel, and you could actually feel the room change. Red Grant laughing nervously, the hosts trying to steer things back, and Wanda slowly realizing she was losing control of the moment.
Get on out of here with that crazy ass.
Is he crazy?
And help me get to the salon. All right, it's the People Station Viewer 3. Your hair is kind of...
That joint was...
My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural.
Come run one of your gnarled fingers. While you on air, so they can hear you live.
Come on, come over here.
No. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay. Well, then stay over there.
Don't worry, ain't nobody putting their hands through yours.
That's right. They don't have to. I don't want them to. Get on out of here. You okay? You okay?
Only one of our hands moving while we talk.
Are you all right this morning? And make sure
we ain't getting the headphones coming together.
Take off them old ass clothes you got on. How about that? Yeah, they're old.
Versace, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's Versace.
I want to apologize to the people at Versace Collection. This is your 2019 summer line that hasn't come out.
But you had to open it up and show us it was Versace. I want to just
No, I didn't have to open it up. These people are on radio. They can't see anything.
Now here's the part where people split. Some viewers felt Katt went too far, others thought Wanda poked the bear, and a lot of people, let's be honest, just watched because it was brutal and unforgettable. But the real breaking point came when Wanda brought up Katt's children, and then his criminal past. That's where everything snapped. Just another chaotic Katt Williams moment that would eventually fade into the long list of wild Katt stories people bring up on podcasts and Twitter threads. Arrests, fights, burned bridges. But here's the thing most people missed at the time. Katt wasn't spiraling, he was loading. Because while the public saw chaos, Katt saw patterns. And the longer time went on, the more he felt like certain people were lying on his name, rewriting history, and benefiting from narratives that painted him as unstable while they walked away clean. And if there's one thing Katt Williams absolutely cannot tolerate, it's dishonesty. That's where the next major chapter starts. His long, ugly, and deeply personal beef with Faison Love. Now, this isn't some new internet beef that started with tweets or podcasts. This goes all the way back to 2012. According to Faison, Katt pulled a gun on him over a $50,000 dispute connected to a comedy tour. Serious allegation, the kind of thing that sticks. But here's the wild part. Katt didn't even hear about this accusation directly. He heard about it through paparazzi questions. Imagine that for a second. You're minding your business, and suddenly reporters are asking you about an incident you supposedly committed, that you didn't even know was public. Most people would immediately deny it. Katt didn't. Instead, he flipped the script and accused Faison of being a snitch.
You know, he was saying that you pulled a gun on him outside a supper club or something the other night, and, you know, some crazy stuff going on.
Wait. Are you punking me right now?
No, I swear to God.
Wait a minute, you telling me Faison, the actor, said on TMZ that I did what?
That a gun was pulled at
You saying he's a snitch?
He's the allegation.
He's a bald-faced rat?
These are the allegations.
You said that he went and told you street business?
Hey, I'm just saying this is what's on our website. I'm just asking you about that.
It's on the website already?
Yeah.
We got in an altercation. He said some things. Then he called the police and the police came. They did a full investigation.
Yeah.
I was out, what?
Yeah, you were out quick. It was just kind of check you out and nothing was going on,
He
right?
weighs 450 pounds. I weigh 140. If his story is that Katt Williams he had a problem with in a parking lot, then he just needs to explain why Katt Williams' face looks like this and he still weighs 450 pounds. I don't...
In Katt's mind, the issue wasn't just the accusation, it was that Faison allegedly involved law enforcement and media instead of handling it privately, and from that moment...
As promised, we want to talk to you about Katt Williams and his career.
Oh, such a good guy. Such a good guy.
So engaging, huh?
What do you want to know about the guy? Such a sweet
What do you think about where he is now and what he's going through?
Like I said before, he's not living his true destiny. You know what I'm saying? He's living this fake gangster. He got this whole persona from a friend of mine named Mac Minister, who was a real pimp who tried to do comedy, but he was a real pimp in Oakland.
At first, people didn't think much of it, but over time, Faison's story started changing. One minute, Katt was violent. The next minute, Katt was jealous, and then suddenly, Katt was fake. Then came the weird insinuations about his sexuality. And this is where people started noticing something wasn't adding up. Because the more Faison talked, the less consistent his narrative became. And instead of exposing Katt, he slowly started exposing himself.
We were going to do a tour, and he, it was basically what we was talking about, that headliner stuff. But it's his show. But he says, I want you to open up. I'm like, cool. I actually felt, honored, like, good, because I'm just getting back in the game, you know what I'm saying? But he couldn't handle that heat. It was heat. I was shooting heat. Boosh! And it was like, where's this coming from? Like, I remember one time we were in Vegas. He came from his dressing room because the crowd was, when the crowd goes crazy.
Stomping feet and everything.
You see him coming out with some chicken in his robe, like, what? Get him off stage.
Wow. So y'all were cool, though. Y'all were cool up until the whole tour thing.
Listen, you a brother doing positive things.
Yeah.
I'm not, don't. He wants, like I say, he's something else. I mean, if he just come on out of that thing and just be who he is, come out of that closet, you know what I'm saying?
But Katt didn't respond, not right away. He let it build for years, and that's something Katt does better than almost anyone. He waits. And when Faison's name came up, Katt didn't hesitate. He dismantled him piece by piece. He called out the contradictions. He mocked the constant story changes. He questioned Faison's credibility as both a comedian and an actor.
I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles.
Almost casually, he dropped the kind of line that ends debates. He revealed that he owns a pot-bellied pig named Faison. Now that might sound like a joke, and yeah, it is funny, but symbolically, that was Katt saying, "You're done." And the internet agreed. For the first time in over a decade, the general consensus wasn't split. People overwhelmingly sided with Katt. Clips went viral comparing Faison's interviews side by side. Receipts surfaced. Old footage got rewatched. And suddenly, Faison Love, the man who had spent years calling Katt fake, was exposed as the one who couldn't keep his story straight. But here's the important part. Katt didn't stop there, because in his mind, Faison wasn't the root problem, he was just a symptom. The real issue was liars in power. And the next name on his list was a lot bigger, Cedric the Entertainer. What made this sting even more is that Katt openly gave credit to Mark Curry for helping him refine jokes early in his career. He wasn't claiming originality out of ego, he was defending authorship. And Cedric, he gave no credit at all. So now two major figures had been publicly challenged, and neither came out looking good. But Katt still wasn't finished, because if Faison represented dishonesty and Cedric represented theft, then the next beef was rooted in something even messier: pettiness and ego. Enter Michael Blackson. Their tension goes all the way back to Friday After Next. Katt's character Money Mike became iconic, career-defining, a role people still quote decades later. Michael Blackson's role, memorable sure, but more meme than legacy. And that imbalance clearly lingered. In 2021, Blackson joked about Katt's past arrests and viral fight clips on Drink Champs. He framed it as roasting, even admiration. But Katt didn't see it that way. So when they crossed paths on Wild 'N Out in 2020, there was even beef.
Katt Williams, since we're in my career today, I want to know what's shorter, you or my scene in next Friday?
All of your scenes are small.
I don't like this.
And he doesn't like you either.
Okay. I hope none of your dreams come true when I saw God.
They already did. Go away.
I just want to know from you personally, OG, who you think carried the Friday series? Is it you? Is it Mike Epps? Or is it Michael Blackson, Lil Ugly?
It's a two-part answer. Number one, Michael Blackson has never carried anything.
Blackson later said he tried to keep things light on camera, cracking jokes about Katt's height and hair, while Katt aimed directly at his career. And when Blackson went public afterward, he tried to play peacemaker while still sneaking in jabs. Katt wasn't interested. When Shannon Sharpe asked him about Michael Blackson, Katt barely held back. He said he tried to give Blackson advice years ago, told him to step his game up if he wanted real respect.
This guy is mad at me. All I did was give him the best advice of his life. Remember, he was wearing dirty dashikis. And I told him he needed to dress to be in the position that he's trying to say that he's in. And if you're the African king of comedy, sir, there's actually comedians in Africa doing comedy. If you're gonna say that, you gotta go to Africa and get a school, dude. Everybody you gotta put in some work. And these guys, they take my advice, they change their whole persona, and then they hate me for it.
And in Katt's mind, Blackson ignored it, then resented him for it. Once again, the pattern was clear.
This movie without a black man getting in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting.
Katt started explaining something he's hinted at for years. The idea that Hollywood has a very specific way of controlling black male entertainers once they reach a certain level of influence. According to him, it's not random, it's not coincidence, it's a system. And the first example he dropped made a lot of people sit up straight. He revealed that his character Money Mike in Friday After Next was originally written to be sexually assaulted in the script. Katt said he refused to perform that scene, and from that moment on, his relationship with certain industry figures changed permanently. Now pause for a second. Whether you believe every detail or not, think about how serious that claim is. This isn't about a joke getting cut or a line being rewritten. This is about humiliation being used as a requirement for advancement. Katt tied this directly into a long-running conversation that's been whispered about for decades. The idea that black male entertainers are often pressured into wearing dresses, playing emasculated roles, or being publicly humiliated as part of their rise to superstardom. And before you dismiss that as paranoia, remember, Katt is not the only one who said this. Dave Chappelle has talked about it, Martin Lawrence lived it, Eddie Murphy did it. But where Katt differs from most is that he didn't just criticize the system, he called out the people who enabled it.
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like, when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting with them down like, wow, these brothers gotta wear a dress. That's happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin. The movie's going good. I walk in the trailer, I'm like, man, this must be a wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. Okay. They come in, the writer comes in. I think he's a writer. He's like, Dave, listen, you got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. He put this dress on and, what? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing it. I don't feel comfortable with it. That should have been in a discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. Oh, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. No, pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't even wear no dress to be funny. Am I Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here?
And that's when things really started burning. He accused Tyler Perry of being a gatekeeper, not someone who opens doors, but someone who controls access. In Katt's view, Tyler didn't just succeed. He succeeded by reinforcing a system that rewards humiliation instead of authenticity. Now this part hit different because Kevin Hart is arguably the biggest comedian alive. Box office monster, stadium tours, global brand. And Katt did not hold back. He described Kevin as an
interesting, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Now, to be fair, this feud isn't new. It goes back to at least 2014 when Katt publicly dismissed Kevin's comedy credibility. By 2016, Katt was openly calling Kevin a puppet on stage, even offering a $5 million challenge to settle it in competition.
I got a show at your hometown in Philly. I'm gonna tape my special there. On that stage, we can put whatever you want. A full court basketball court, a boxing ring, 2 microphones for a rap cipher, or you can get your ass dusted in comedy on that stage. But it's $1 million up for each one. That's $5 million, Mr. 28 million in Forbes. I'll be bringing mine in cash. Mitch, bring yours however you want. And since you're not a puppet, don't bring no white people with you then.
But here's the part people forget. Later that same year, Katt apologized. On Atlanta radio, he admitted he went too far. He called Kevin the reigning king of comedy and said he regretted attacking another black man publicly during a divided time in America. That should have been the end, but it wasn't. The feud reignited in 2018 during the Wanda Smith interview, when Katt dragged Tiffany Haddish, claiming she was another Hollywood-favored comedian who skipped the grind. Kevin defended Tiffany publicly, and that reopened everything.
My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped f***ing you.
Why was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy.
From there, it stayed cold but tense, until Club Shay Shay. Kevin responded quickly this time, posting a dismissive message telling Katt to get the anger out. Then he twisted the knife by joking on ESPN about Katt's claim of reading thousands of books a year. But here's why this feud resonates with people. It's not about who's funnier, it's about who tells the truth. Katt also went after Chris Rock, calling him the face of sellout comedy.
Not Will Smith and Chris Rock. These are when 2 large boulders come together, and you can't see Chris Rock winning at all. He's humiliated. If you were gonna slap a comedian, he was the #1 to slap. Head of the coons. So slappable. And if you gonna slap him, you just need the greatest guy, the bestest guy, the one who's shown us him being on his best behavior since the 90s. That guy is the one that will have to slap in order for the type of ratings we need and attention to be on this.
He implied Chris became the industry's safe black voice, palatable, controlled, and approved. Chris didn't respond with words. He posted an old picture of them together on Instagram, quiet, dismissive, almost saying, "I'm not engaging." But Katt didn't stop there. After the infamous Oscar slap, Katt suggested the moment was staged. He claimed Chris benefited massively afterward, landing a reported $50 million Netflix deal. He even mocked Chris's appearance, saying his face made him the perfect target. Then came Steve Harvey, and this one surprised a lot of people. Katt accused Steve of gatekeeping, of protecting his own status instead of lifting up other comedians.
Because they tell you that there's no gatekeepers, but we keep seeing the same people open the gate. What do you mean ain't no gatekeepers? There's 100 gates out here. Everyone I've seen got a keeper.
He even claimed Steve quit stand-up not because of TV success, but because he lost a comedy battle to Katt years ago. And when Katt revisited that story 16 years later, it wasn't just trash talk, it was a declaration. Another king dethroned. And just when people thought he was done with comedians, Katt turned his sights outside comedy altogether. Ludicrous. Katt accused him of selling his soul, literally, to the Illuminati in exchange for Hollywood success, claiming both of them were up for a role in Too Fast, Too Furious.
So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and it had to be one.
How much money they give? 200?
Sir, Fast and Furious is on what number right
10.
now?
200 million. I might need to get me one of the more women look the same.
That's what they all end up saying at the end of the day. Kevin told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you?
And the decision came down to more than acting ability. Now, whether you believe that or not, Ludacris didn't ignore it. He responded the rapper way with a freestyle, denying everything and clowning the accusation.
See the pendulum swing, Jesus with diamond thorns, Ludacris, swaddled in Gucci linens when I was born. Never been Illuminati, only Illuminati, and I only left with bitches when coming from any party. Now I'm married with kids, the evolution of life. Never been a clout chaser, never say shit for life. R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks. Afro with the sideburns. Yeah, that's my signature. Addiction's on the rise. Comedians check your temperature.
At this point, Katt had crossed into full nuclear territory, but here's the wildest part. Despite all of this, despite the arrests, despite the burned bridges, despite the chaos, people believed him. Because Katt Williams has been consistent for over 2 decades. He hasn't softened his stance to be liked. And that's what makes him dangerous. Not his temper, not his mouth, not even his comedy. It's the fact that when Katt talks, the industry gets uncomfortable and the audience leans in. So let me ask you this, honestly, do you think Katt Williams is exposing uncomfortable truths that Hollywood doesn't want discussed? Or do you think he's just a brilliant comedian who knows how to weaponize controversy better than anyone else? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is way bigger than just jokes. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Influence Circuit for more deep dives into the stories the industry wishes you'd forget.